I had the hookah. You know, this is my thing right here. I don't know what it is about this finger. Ass was on 100. Like, the ass was like assing. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, you telling me all I gotta do is dance, shake a little something. And you know, I got a little something to shake. I'm finna, you know, do what the strippers do. Like, the clothes just ain't coming off. Like, you know, we gotta... I realized after I made my ass clap, you know, a few times and stuff, I had ran out of dance moves. Me. Yes. Me. To thang his thang for him.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Your head on my shoulder. Hold me in your
Welcome to my channel.
You gotta get there. But I kind of want the puffs to be like, you know, while I'm telling my story, so that way everything can just flow. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Brie on TV, where I'm your host. And as you can see, we got the hookah, we got the vibes. So you already know this is the story time. I'm your host, Brie. But yeah, I have on some chill clothes, so I'm really just vibing, got my hookah, and I'm literally going to be talking to y'all like on some chill shit. You know what I'm talking about? And in today's story time, it's gonna be about the time I went to a strip club here in Atlanta, and on some spontaneous shit, I ended up in a private room with a customer making some money. Oh yeah. Just listen to the story time. Just listen to the story time. So in this story time, I'm going right out the dome. I don't have any notes, so I'm gonna really just be talking to y'all. So hopefully everything flows from beginning to end. I'm going to input any type of screenshot videos, anything of that caliber, just so that way y'all can follow along with today's story time. So I live here in Atlanta, which is home to the strip clubs. I'm actually born and raised here in Atlanta, and that's very important. So Magic City, I already know about that. Their nights are on Mondays, and it's crazy. Let me not cap to y'all. I'm talking about this because I'm familiar with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm familiar. I've been around the inner city of Atlanta majority of my childhood, going up into high school and so forth. So I'm familiar with the strip club mentality, the strip club, you know, vibes, but I've never worked in a strip club. And if you are like really from Atlanta, then like you hip to it too. So I'm not the only one. I feel like Magic City is like the staple strip club, because if you was dancing at Magic City when like Future was coming up, like that's when you was making money. Like when Future's first baby, or I don't know if that's his first, but one of his baby mamas, like Britney, was dancing, I think that's her name, at Magic City, like that's when you was collecting the bag. If you remember Follies, that was a time to be alive. It was off of Beautiful Highway. It's shut down now. I don't know why it got shut down. If you know why, put it in the comments. But I work in nightlife, so I'm kind of like hip to, you know, that industry. But like a lot of the strippers come to the lounge that I work at, or the lounges that I've worked at, and that's how I'm still like, you know, kept in the mix. Club and Allure is a very popular strip club. I feel like it's like the modern like Who's Who. Platinum, I think it's popping. I've never been to Platinum, but I know a lot of the people who come to my lounge, they speak of Platinum. So that's just a little bit of like strip club, yeah. Definitely grab your hookah if you smoke hookah. grab yourself something to drink. If you drink alcohol, you can grab yourself a water, child, if you're trying to stay healthy. And just vibe out with me in today's story time. But the shisha of choice in today's story time that I'm smoking is Margarita Freeze. I actually do not like that flavor, but that's just kind of like what I have to work with for today. I am not by any means going to be mentioning the strip club of where, you know, today's story time took place. But if you know, then you know. If you was, you know, one of the people present that night, then you know. All right. So this was a Saturday night in Atlanta, and me and a group of friends were celebrating one of my friends' celebration. She had a big event to celebrate a milestone that she has, you know, conquered in her life. And so we wanted to keep the ball rolling. And so we decided to get a section. This strip club is actually very well known here in Atlanta. A lot of, you know, strippers were, I mean, it's basically what I'm saying. It's not no lame ass strip club. So I was excited. I was like, okay, you know, the vibes is gonna be nice. I'm able to kind of like see what that thing gang, you know what I'm talking about? So, and really, I was just excited to see like ass and titties, to be honest, because why would you not be excited to see ass and titties going to the strip club? It's like, why are you coming if you're not excited to see ass and titties? You could have stayed at home. So we get to the strip club. We all go in. The host is communicating with us so that way we can be seated at the section that we, you know, had reserved. So she takes us to the section, and, you know, because we get there at a decent time, we don't get there super late. So we get seated, and then everything is just like boom, boom, boom. You know, the host sits us down. As soon as we get seated, the waitress comes up because it's not crowded at this point. So the waitress comes up. She's asking everybody, you know, what do you want to drink? What bottles do you want? Then the hookah girl comes up. What flavor hookah y'all want? What kind of hookah? And it's just like, it's a lot going on. I don't drink, so I'm sober. And I work in the nightlife industry, so I'm hip to game. So I'm trying to, like, you know, just help out the situation, because you got at least about 15 to 20 people. It was a lot of us. At least 15 people in the section, and it's a lot of questions being asked. You got ass and titties everywhere. You got, you know, like, you trying to peep out the vibe to, like, see what's going, like, it was just a lot going on. So I'm trying to help out the situation, because that's just what I do. So I'm, like, helping people. Hey, you know, what type of alcohol y'all want to drink? Let the waitress know. You know, because I wanted us to come with agreement so that way we can then tell the waitress, because, you know, that's going to make everything go a lot smoother. And then with the hookah girl, you know, like, that's my territory. That's what I do. So I'm asking everybody who wants to smoke hookah, so that way we know who needs to chip in or how many hookahs we're going to get for the table. So after we get that taken care of, that's when we get seated. You know, that's when we get comfortable. You know, that's when we actually are analyzing, you know, our environment. We were sitting right next to the stage. So, you know, in a strip club, strippers or exotic dancers, I don't know what they like to be called, that's when they have stage time, and then they'll come up and perform. I want to say just so that way you're always looking at something, and that way everybody can have their chance at making money. I don't know. You know, I'm not an exotic dancer, but it's just like, that's what kind of made sense. So we always was entertained by females, you know, on the main stage dancing. Now, let's get into the titties. Them things was thanging. Like, I feel like, you know, I got something to work with, but they was having a lot of something to work with. And of course, you know, majority of everybody, you know, has purchased their body, but you had some that was like we going as big as, you know, Texas. And then you had others that kind of went with something a little bit more suitable for their figure. We're smoking hookah. You know, that's when I'm in my little vibe. You know, I think I started like standing up, dancing to the music. Anytime Future or Little Baby comes on inside the strip club, you just gotta do it. You gotta stand up and dance. Like, especially if you're from Atlanta, like, you gotta put on for your city. So I think, you know, I had the hookah. You know, this my thing right here. I don't know what it is about this finger, but this shit get me right. This, the music, and the hookah, I'm content. I'm told by my friend, like, hey, because she was familiar with the strip club and the people that work there or in management. So she's like, hey, such and such over there wants to talk to you. You know, we all know what that means. You know, he probably trying to see what I'm about. I don't know. So I kind of like, you know, let it go in one ear out the other because I'm trying to vibe. Like, I got the hookah going. Like, I'm vibing, my friends. But I got majority of my friends, you know, with me. So, like, really, like, I wasn't trying to leave them at that current moment because we had literally just got there less than 20 minutes ago. And I was trying to vibe with them. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't automatically go over to the guy to like greet him or, you know, see what he wanted to talk about. But I did glance over there because I'm like, I need to see how you looking. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I need to see what I need to see. And he was just like chilling. He was chilling. He was in the section by himself. He had a, you know, a dancer in front of him, fully naked, dancing. And I think he had the hookah going. So off rip, you know, you're going to check a guy out when, you know, somebody tells you like, hey, he wants to talk to you. Not my type. Nothing about him caught my eye. So I'm keep doing what I'm doing. Vibing with my girls. Got the finger going. Got the hookah going. And so she tells me again, Bree, go over there. He wants to talk to you. So I'm like, okay. I done did my thing with my girls. You know, we don't peeped out the scene. But before I go over there, another thing that took place that I want to mention is a stripper came into our section and she starts dancing for my friend who was, you know, who we were all there to celebrate. So like when a dancer comes over to start dancing with you, they're dancing with like not fully clothed, but with their clothes on. So whether that's a bikini top with a bikini bottom or whatever the situation is, whatever outfit that they have on, that's what they start off dancing with. So that's what she was doing. Ass was on 100. Like, the ass was like assing, you know what I'm talking about? So, I was just like, baby girl, where you get that ass from? Like, where did you buy that? Girl, that is enough ass for... That stripper had enough ass for everybody at the table. Literally. So she's dancing for my homegirl. So we all just entertained, you know, watching it. And around this time, majority of everybody who wanted to get ones ended up getting ones. So at the strip club, you can either come with your own ones or you can purchase ones at the strip club, which comes with a cost. That's not free. I hope y'all don't think that. You know, so if you do want to purchase ones at a strip club, you can do so from either, I want to say, the females who walk around selling ones, or you can go to the bar and get it at the bar. But needless to say, it comes with a fee. It's not free. So everybody had already bought their ones that, you know, they wanted to buy. And myself did not purchase any ones. Because I don't know what the fuck I had going on. I looked in my purse because, again, the stripper is dancing for my friend. She's the only dancer in our section. So people are throwing ones at this stripper. I look in my little purse because I brought my YSL purse that night. When I tell y'all I only had $13 to my name in cash. Baby, I cannot make this shit up. Y'all want to know what I did? took them 3 wands, folded the things up. Like literally folded it so that way you really couldn't tell how many wands was in my hand. And I just threw it right on that stripper's big booty. Yep. I mean, technically we was in the dark, so like, who really pocket watching me? You know? So, because she was doing a damn good job shaking that ass, and at the end of the day, she was the only, you know, stripper who was like willing to come into our section. Because one thing about it, 2 things for sure, when you walk into a strip club, any strip club you walk into, strippers are going to analyze where the money is at or where the money resides. If you look like you ain't got no money, strippers are not going to approach you unless they just really are willing to take whatever for that night. But strippers, they kind of like calculate their time. Like, you don't look like you got no money, so I'm not going to even waste my time. You look like you got money, so hey, me and my girls, we're definitely going to entertain you with our time. You know, it just makes sense. It's just like, I didn't want her to just be dancing for the whole, you know, table and everybody throwing money at her and then I'm just sitting there watching. No, I'm going to throw them $3 that I had in ones and I'm going to say that $10 bill and break it and do what it do. You can judge, but I'm just giving y'all the tea. Like, I'm really telling y'all, like, what's up? That happened that night. So this is when the tricks start to occur. The stripper then decides to literally rotate her body in a 90 degree or 360. No, because 360 is all the way around. 90 degrees. Child, the stripper decided to rotate her body upside down to where her legs and thighs, to where her feet were in the air dangling, and then her body, like her head and stuff, was now on the section. So literally that's like, you know, like somebody about to do like a handstand or a cartwheel, probably like a handstand. That's how the stripper then maneuvered her body. So I'm just sitting there like, okay, we getting the show started, baby. Okay, we on demon time tonight. Okay. You know, so I'm just watching that thing because she's dancing for my friends. So everybody's just like in awe and we're just enjoying the moment. So after I basically spent the last bit of ones that I had to my name in cash on the stripper in our section, I'm like, let me go see what Buddy's talking about. So I go over to his section. So I'm sitting down, I'm talking to him, I'm getting to know about Buddy. Again, Buddy was not my type. At all. But the first thing I'm greeted with when I sit down next to him is a wad of ones. And so, of course, he wanted me to continue throwing that wad of money on the exotic dancer in front of us. The exotic dancer was beautiful. She was cute. But the talent with the dancing, it just wasn't there. So I didn't feel the need to throw the wad of money that he handed me on the stripper. So I take a part of that money and I put it in my purse. And then like the wall went from like this thick to like this thin. And so, and remember again, it's dark. So people aren't really hip to what's going on. So while I'm getting to know him, we started talking. I'm like figuring out where he's from. Buddy was from, I don't know like where he was from, but I know he said he does this. Like he city hops. He's in Miami. He's in LA. He's in Atlanta. So that's a little bit of what I got to know about Buddy. And so I'm like, okay, you running from the feds. Like, who city hops as much as you do? Like, that's when he starts basically shooting his shot. Let's put it like that. Because I 100% know Buddy had this intent the whole time. When the conversation is brought up, like, hey, have you ever been inside their private rooms? And I'm just like, no, like I haven't. I was like, what they be doing inside of there? I heard about what they be doing, but I've never like been inside of there. And so he was like, we can either go inside of there with a stripper or just me and you can go inside of there. And I was like, well, like, fuck the stripper. So if me and you go inside of there, like, what you think finna happen? He was like, you'll dance for me? You know, I'll give you, you know, so all that money that I gave you, that stack of ones, I'll give you some more. That's a no-brainer. Like, that is a no-brainer. Okay, you telling me all I gotta do is dance, shake a little something, and you know, I got a little something to shake. And I'm not boring. Like, I'm very spontaneous and I'm very, like, fun. So I'm like, okay. So it was like very secretive the way we had to do it. So he was like, the private room is back there close to the bathroom. So act like you going to the bathroom. I'm gonna come follow behind you. And then the security guard is gonna let us in a private room. I'm like, cool. But when I went to the back, I wanted to make sure that, you know, the money that I had, you know, secretly took away from the stack of ones that he gave me was securely inside my purse. I used the bathroom, and then I, you know, just made sure that those ones weren't sticking out, because it was like literally, it was a lot of ones, and my YSL bag is only but so big, so I just wanted to make sure like it was discreetly in there. That way he didn't know that that type of money was also gonna be the money that I was gonna be accumulating. Like, no, we started from scratch, my boy. So I come out the bathroom and then we go inside the private room, and I feel like this was possible, or I know that this was possible, because he is friends with the owner. He's friends with one of the owners of the strip club. So of course, you cool with the bouncers or security guards, they're gonna let you do what you want to do. So we go into the private room. The private room is like only but so big. When you go into the private room, we were greeted with a couch, a stripper pole, and then it was like a stand with a Bluetooth speaker on it, and then a full-length mirror. So he automatically wanted, I guess, things to get to business. Like, I guess me take off my clothes or me start thinking what I got in the back to like start thinking. But I don't really know too much about you. So I sit my happy ass down on the couch, like on his lap. And my hand is like, you know, over him. And like we're communicating because I want to get to know a little bit more about Buddy before I put on a show for him. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm all about customer service. So, you know, I'm trying to get more out of him to explain why he be city hopping. Like, he doesn't stay in a city for a long duration of time. Like, that is just like, that kind of struck me like, I need to understand more of your lifestyle. So he was just like, you know, that's just what I do. Like, you know, I'm in Miami, then I'm in Atlanta. And so I'm just like, if you running from them, like if you, so then I let him know, like, if you running from the feds or if you're running from your problems, like, you can tell me. Like, I'm here. Like, let's talk about it. First of all, I don't know why I thought I was this man's therapist, but this man was not trying to do no talking. This man was not trying to do no forms of talking. So, you know, that's when he kind of like, you know, kind of like raises me up. Like, that is my cue. Like, hey, girl, start thinking. And then again, it's like, with us being in a private room, it's not like, you know, we're going to be in there for a long time, because technically we weren't supposed to be in there in the first place. Like, it was no stripper inside the private room. I'm finna, you know, do what the strippers do. Like, the clothes just ain't coming off. Like, you know, we gotta... Hold up. We gotta, you know, slowly, like, groove into it. Why is this, like, the first type of dance that comes to my head? I don't fucking know. The door was closed. So, it's just, like, the music, like, it was kind of quiet inside the private room. And we're not supposed to be in there, so I don't know how to work this fucking Bluetooth speaker. So I started playing music from my phone. So I go to my Pandora and I just started playing music. And so, you know, I had to put on like, you know, some booty shaking music so that way I can kind of like get in the vibe and stuff like that. So I'm doing like, the only things that I first like knew, the first things that came to my head because of the music that we was listening to was like, you know, woo, woo, throw it to the other, you know, knee, then woo, 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 woo. Oh my God, my throat. So I'm making that thing woo, woo with it, woo, woo with it, woo, woo with it. So, but he's enjoying it. Cause you know, of course you gotta look back at it, you know, just to make sure like, you know, he vibing. Buddy was vibing. He was sitting there like, I don't want my wig to slide back. He was sitting back like, and so like Buddy was interested. You know, I stood up and I started doing a little left, right, right. You know, like where you just shake the legs, like, cause I have big thighs. So if I'm ever to, you know, be in that industry, I feel like my stripper name would probably be Thunder Thighs or Beyonce. So at this point, I started to raise up my skirt so that way he can see the thing hanging, cause he starts throwing money. So I feel like, you know, when men start throwing money, that's when you really like, you know, feeling yourself. So that's what I'm saying. The skirt, you know, I started pulling that thing on up. And so then I like stand, and I feel like, you know, I bring out the little trick where you stand and then you just jump. And then you can hear your ass clap. So that's what I was doing. You know, we vibing, he throwing money. Money's like all over the floor now. And so I was like, I'll do this trick for you where I do a handstand. So I realized after I made my ass clap, you know, a few times and stuff, I had run out of dance moves. Because this is just not something normally that I do. So I don't know how to perform in front of a client or a customer. You know, like, I don't know about that
lifestyle. Whatever y'all got going on, because that's not me.
You know, I be watching TikTok. So it's this one dance that I like that I was just like, I'm gonna do that. You know? Okay, so the reason why I played that song is because that song was actually very viral on TikTok around the time that I went to the strip club. So when you think about it, and if you do the dance how it's supposed to be done, it's actually very sensual, like sexual. So you just gotta slow it down, and then if you give somebody eye contact, like that shit will do what it needs to do. Okay. This shit finna be too funny, so it's not gonna be like y'all not gonna be able to feel this sexual, sensual tension that I feel like I gave Buddy that night, because this shit is just too funny right now. Like, I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, y'all probably like, Bree, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't feel it. I don't breathe it. Like, it's not doing what, like, it's not giving what needed to be gave. Well, just understand, it gave what needed to be given, gave a goof gab that night, okay? If I ever was to be on stage dancing as an exotic dancer, if I ever ran out of dances to do, of course I would do TikTok dances. Like, TikTok ain't never failed me. So why would it fail me on stage dancing for customers? this is when it gets a little bit more juicier. So he's like, hey, I need to go get more ones, because he literally was enjoying himself. And I think because I was giving so much of like what I had to give, like I wasn't being shy, I wasn't being lame, like I was doing what needed to do, I was enjoying myself too. And so he wanted to go get more ones. So he opens the door, and then he tells the security to, I guess, tell the owner that was his friend, hey, I need some more ones. It's this move that I'm kind of hesitant to do, but I really want to do it, especially since you're getting more ones. I wanted to see if I can still do a handstand on the wall, because I used to do that all the time as a kid. So, yeah. And he was just like, I don't know, you know, this room kind of small. And I was just like, okay, well, if I do the handstand and you see me struggling, you see my legs not being able to like go into position, just like catch me and I'll slowly get down. This man was drinking, he probably was smoking. Like, he was not in the right mindset, I feel like, to have caught me if my big ass would have failed. At this point, because this is right before the door opens, I still have on my top, so, you know, this is still covered. But my skirt was all the way pulled up. So all you're seeing is thong. Literally, that's all you're seeing is thong and ass. So when the door opens, I'm thinking security is going to hand him a wad of ones. Net. The owner, his friend, comes inside the room, closes the door behind him, and he like goes over to the corner. So me standing there, how I'm dressed, I look at Buddy, and then I look at the owner, and I'm just like, okay, you gonna give him the one so we can keep the party going, or like, what's up? And he was like, nah, like, you know, you trying to make some money. Like, I got some extra money on top of his money. And I was like,
boy, if you don't get...
hey, okay. This ain't what type of time I'm on. This what we not about to do. It's a no for me. Like, I didn't mind dancing for Buddy, but I did mind dancing for Buddy and anybody else. Because that's like, I was on demon time that night, but I really wasn't on demon time that night, if you feel me. I understand the type of money that I could have made, but I just wasn't really comfortable with that. I don't know the owner. No, this ain't a
Never had a dream
this ain't a
that you
this is that it just
you do.
It just wasn't it. It wasn't it. So I just like, you know, kindly let him know, like, nah, like, that's not what we on. And he was like, of course, you know, he wasn't budging. Come on, man, like, make this money. Make all this money. Like, this is gonna all be yours. Like, this money's gonna be yours. Just continue doing what you was about to do. And so I thought about it, and I came up with the same conclusion. Like, nah, like, that's not what type of time I'm on. I'm just cool dancing for Buddy. Like, that's it. That's all I want to do. I want to dance for Buddy, make my money, and go back and enjoy my night. So the owner can do nothing but respect it. And I think he knew, like, I ain't no thought or whatever. Like, I ain't that type of female. Like, you know, I still carry myself with class, even though I like to have a little bit of fun and stuff. So he understood that and he respected that. So he gave Buddy the wad of, you know, extra money that he came in there with. And before he left, he was like, well, can you at least turn around for me? Because I'm facing the front. And I was just like, for wait, though. Like, for wait. And so, and then Buddy was like, man, she playing, go on, man, she playing. Hey, I may be playing. But that's just not what type of time I was on. Y'all feel me? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments below if you were in a private room dancing for, you know, somebody that, you know, you either came there with, or if you're in my situation where you're dancing for somebody who, you know, you met at the strip club who was willing to, you know, throw money on you. If another individual came inside the private room and had additional money to give you, would you have continued the show for 2 people? Or would you have done what I did, which is like, nah, I ain't on that type of time. I'm just only cool with dancing for Buddy. It is time for me to crank up this handstand and pray when I go down and put my head against that wall and my hands on that floor, that my feet follow suit and, you know, connect to the wall. Because from there, the vision that I had was I was going to, you know, make my thighs do like this. So I go down, and I go down like not with too much momentum because I don't want to hit the wall and then boom, you know, collapse. So I go down with just enough momentum because, you know, I am athletic. So I go down with enough momentum, and then my feet, they do follow suit. And then boom, we up there. We do the damn thing. I got the thighs clapping. I'm looking at him. He's excited. At this point, Buddy stands up. Yo, I'm really giving y'all the tea. I'm not holding back. Buddy stands up. He pulls down his pants. He pops out that thing. And he starts to go to work. I'm trying to keep it cool at this point. Because, like, you know, I got to act like, you know, I've seen a thing or two before. Which I have. So, that shouldn't have shocked me. But that's not what I was expecting. So, he literally, you know, does what he does. He thang-ganging on that thang-gang. And I'm, like, having to keep it cool while still, you know, clapping my, you know, thighs and my feet in the air to the music on my Pandora. So I can only hold a handstand but for so long. Like, let's talk about that. So I had to come down. When I came down, that does not mean that he put up the thang gang, okay? He kept that thang gang out, and then he asked me, yes, me, to thang gang his thang gang for him.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Okay. So it's me, it's Buddy, and it's his thang gang. I look at him. I look at the thang gang. I look at all the money on the floor. The water money, the additional water money that he was supposed to be throwing on me, he just let it sit there because he was so into the moment of like the handstand performance that I gave. So I had to make a rational decision in my head. Brianna, do you want to thang-ang his thang-anging? Do you want to thang-ang his thang-anging with my hand? Not my mouth. Because that was going to be a no-go. Okay. Again, I don't know Buddy. But Buddy is throwing a generous amount of ones on me. And I know this moment ain't gonna last forever. So, I do proceed my hand. And I start to thang-gang. That thang-gang for him. Okay? But, I then, you know, am understanding the environment.
Well, I got a real plan.
The additional money is right there.
The most fucked up deal in the world.
The money that he has on the floor is right there.
I know how to get out the deal.
So I'm like, I technically have everything that I need to then proceed on with the rest of my night. So I get myself out of the situation by letting him know, hey, you know, we need to get back to the floor because we just need to get back to the floor. And I was like, plus, we ain't no telling how long we had been in here. Like, I'm pretty sure at that point it was going on 30 minutes. So that's a long time to be in a private room for some people who aren't supposed to be inside of a private room. So I'm sober in the mind. So it's like I'm still controlling the situation. So even though my thang gang started thang-ganging his thang-gang for him, I'm still in control of the situation. I'm not doing anything that I don't want to do. And I already see all the money that I've technically made for, you know, doing what we did in this private room. So I'm gonna see myself on the way out. So I wanted to collect all the money and I wanted to, you know, get myself together. That way I'm not coming out, you know, looking distraught or whatever, or looking like I just like, you know, did something I ain't had no business doing, even though I did do something I ain't had no business doing. I wasn't supposed to be inside a private room to begin with. So he exits. Because at the end of the day, he has no choice but to respect what I'm saying. Like, what you gonna do? Hold me hostage in a private room? No, you gonna exit. So, and then that's what I'm saying. Like, he got a feel of my demeanor. He got a feel of like, you know, like what I'm about. Like, I'm cool, I'm fun, but I ain't on that crazy shit. Or not no crazy shit, because they may not be crazy to some people. But I just like, I wasn't on that type of time. I literally, you know, agreed to what you said. I'll come in this private room, we'll do what we do, and I'll make the money that, you know, you're giving me. And then we're gonna go about our business. We ain't doing nothing sexual. I'm not having sex with you. You know, I'm like, no. It actually took me a decent amount of time to collect all the money. Put it in a little ball. And then I wanted to, you know, straighten out the money, get it together so that way it can go inside of my purse. Remember, my YSL bag was only but so big, and I already had that stack of money from his section inside of there. So I wanted to make sure, you know, I got everything together before I exit the private room. So that took about another like 10 to 20 minutes or whatever, because there was money behind the couch. Like, it was literally money everywhere. And I wanted to make sure I got all my money. The fuck? Play with your mama, not with me. So, got all my money. Walked out of there. Security looked at me. I looked at security. I went in the bathroom. Made sure, you know, I looked okay. Washed my hands. Went to the bathroom. And then I proceeded to the section with my friends. And so, of course, everybody asking me, girl, where was you, girl? Like, I was like, where the hell did you go? Or whatever, you was gone for a minute. So, eventually, you know, because me and my friends, we talk, like, these are my actual friends. I ended up letting them know, like, yo, me and Buddy, we went in a private room. I danced for him. He gave me some money. I don't think I ever mentioned that my hand was thang-ganging on his thang-gang. But, you know, I'm letting y'all know in the story time or whatever, because it's like, hold that part out for what? So when I'm greeted by everybody, the hookah at this point is tarnished. Like, the hookah was done. I think they were still drinking on the bottles. And, you know, the vibes are still there. At this point, the club did get crowded. The club had got, you know, a little bit more traction. And that's when I let them know, like, you know, when they asked me, like, where were you? I end up lying and say, oh, I was at the bar. And I, you know, was getting some ones. Because at this point, I had so many ones inside of my YSL bag, like, it couldn't be hidden. So it was literally one sticking out of my bag. So whether they believe me or not, I don't know. But I didn't really like engage too much on the conversation to kind of like see where people's head was at with my, you know, response. But I just enjoyed myself for the rest of the night. It was a good time. And so that's when I really started to peep, like, what, was going on. So I started seeing more dancers, walk the floor. I started seeing more dancers, rotate the stage. I started seeing, the sections get crowded with people. It was this one section where they, kind of came a little dressed up, and it was like mixed. You had, I think it was like white people, Hispanic people. Basically what I'm saying is everybody in that section wasn't black, but that's where all the strippers were. So I'm assuming, that's where the money resided. Like, whether it's you and your boys or whether you're a female and it's just you and your girls, like, look into getting a section at the strip club. Like, you don't know what the night holds when you go to the strip club. I would just put it like that. Now, if I was to go to a strip club again, would I take part in a private room with somebody either I don't know or came there with? I don't know. I really don't know. So, yeah. We'll just have to see what that night holds, if that night, ever occurs. Me and Buddy never spoke, like, after that situation. He remained in his section with the owner, and I think he had got, like, a little bit more people had gathered in his section. But, hey, I understood the assignment, and I got what I needed to get, which was the money, the fuck. So there was really nothing else to be spoken about. You ain't my nigga. You're not even my type. I work at a lounge in the city. I actually seen him not too long ago. We're in October. I seen him in September. So basically either a month or two after this ordeal had took place, with us, the private room and so forth, he came inside my lounge. And the thing is, I did not even recognize him. He recognized me. Cause again, like, I don't even know Buddy's name. That's why Buddy is Buddy. I don't even know his name. I don't really know nothing about Buddy. I don't know, like, where he's from. I don't know none of that. So when he recognized me, he was like, hey. And I was like, hey, cause, hey. But I didn't recognize him, so he understood that. So he was like, you don't remember me? I said, remember you from where? And he was like, the strip club. I said, oh, Buddy. I said, what's up? So I gave him a hug. He was with a whole group of people, and it was some female that was like, attached to him, like, this my nigga. So, I work at the lounge, so I literally greeted him, gave him his hug, and I said, oh, it was good seeing you. And then I kept it moving. But the funny thing is, I walk around while I'm at work at the lounge because money's on the floor, and he kept looking at me. And so the funny thing is like, in my head, I'm just like, Buddy, whatever we had that night was just for that night. I didn't want no more money out of him. Like, I wanted that type of time. Like, I literally just enjoyed myself at the strip club, made a couple of extra, ones. I literally left the strip club that night, I want to say, with around 300 ones. So not a lot of money, but I had a good time. I didn't do anything I didn't want to do. I never felt uncomfortable. Nothing crazy ever took place. And I made $300. Brianna gonna always be about her money. If you don't know that by now, then welcome to Rejoining TV, where I'm all about my money. That's why I work 2 jobs. So, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Rejoining TV, where I'm your host, Bree.